As we celebrate Black heritage, we are taking a look at the famous marching bands at historically Black colleges and universities, and they certainly represent the heart and soul of a lot of these colleges.
This past weekend, the best of the best performed at the Honda Battle of the Bands at Alabama State, and for one band director, it's the accumulation of a lifetime of work. Take a look.
From Petersburg, Virginia, it's the Trojan Explosion.
That's the moment Virginia State University's Trojan Explosion found out they were headed to Honda Battle of the Bands. It's the school's first appearance since 2012, and the first time this current group of students will make the trip.
This is a huge deal. This is the biggest Battle of the Bands that ever existed.
It's a lot of hard work, coming together, an indescribable feeling, really.
For decades, on campuses of historically Black colleges and universities, bands have been the heartbeat of the school.
Everybody comes to the HBCU for the band. Like, I'm sorry, but at the football games, like, most of our people come for the band. Like, that's just how it is.
Bands put HBCUs on the map. It's really a culture.
It's a culture.
The modern way of performing dates back to 1946, when Florida A&M University band director William Foster began incorporating dance moves and up-tempo jazz. And nearly 80 years later, college and university bands are celebrated on platforms beyond campuses. Perhaps most famously during Beyoncé's 2018 Coachella performance. As band culture visibility continues to rise, so do the stakes at Battle of the Bands.
Everybody that gets into this competition is the best of the best.
About 50 HBCUs around the country apply, but only 6 are selected to perform. VSU's Trojan Explosion is one of them. The band is directed by Taylor Whitehead.
5, 6, 7, 8. We're the soundtrack of the university. When students go to class, they hear the drums outside sometimes playing. We are the biggest ambassadors for the university. Here we go.
Mr. Whitehead's admiration for college bands dates back to his own childhood.
Virginia State actually was the first band that I ever saw in my life. I was probably about 5 years old, and I can remember seeing the band marching to the stadium and just seeing the electricity of the high marching, the sound of the drums, everyone cheering for them, and that stayed in my mind forever.
Mr. Whitehead would return to VSU as a student, and it was then he realized the impact of not just the band, but the band director when he studied under the legendary Mr. Houghton.
Taylor was one of the better students, one of the better finds I've ever had. He came here and I told him, so one day, you're gonna be good at this, but you have to work at it. And I've been very proud of Taylor.
Much like Mr. Houghton's influence on him, Mr. Whitehead's influence on his students goes beyond music.
So many of the students, many of them come from situations where they do not have father figures in their life. We are that parent away from home. I've seen them grow musically. I've seen them grow as individuals from a maturity standpoint.
Mr. Whitehead is so committed to Virginia State University. He's so committed to the band, but most importantly, he's so committed to the young people who are in it.
Mr. Whitehead to me is definitely somebody I definitely look up to. I wouldn't be in this band without him. He offered me a band scholarship, and that was one of the things that really pushed me and motivated me.
As the Battle of the Bands approaches, Mr. Whitehead is implementing the same leadership he learned from his director.
I am one proud kind of father-like figure for Taylor. They followed the things that I tried to emphasize: discipline and musicianship.
Everybody got to be on their P's and Q's.
Yes.
Like, just top-tier performances, honestly.
High quality.
Every time.
The Trojan Explosion's performance was an exhilarating return to the big stage. And the band had a blast carrying on the legacy of those who came before, making Mr. Whitehead proud.
The biggest thing I want them to learn is just life skills. I want them to be able to walk out of here and be able to survive in any setting, whether it's another academic setting, a job setting, military, or whatever. I want them to be fully prepared, and band does that. The greatest part is, I always say, I like to see them march in a band, but be able to march across the stage and go make an impact in society.
Can I clap for a piece?
Yes, that was so good.
That was good. Okay, get ready for the Trojan Explosion. The VSU's marching band is here today, and they will perform for all of us right after this.
Fresh off their 10th appearance at Honda's Battle of the bands this past weekend. Virginia State University's Trojan Explosion is here.
I love it. And we are honored to have their director, Mr. Taylor Whitehead, joining us. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So take me back. It was just not too long ago. Was it Saturday?
This weekend.
This weekend. What was it like watching these kids at the highest level perform?
A lot of hard work went into it, but just seeing them on the field, it just brought it all to a reality. It's like a dream come true.
What did you feel when you were watching them do this? What did it feel? Were you proud of them beyond?
Very proud, excited, just overjoyed. Just to know that these students have worked tremendously hard over the last month and for their performance to be extraordinary.
Well, we're really excited. We're in for a major treat because today we have a performance right here in the studio. Mr. Whitehead,
Yes.
take it away.
Okay. Let's go. Legs apart. 1, 2, ready, and.
Oh my goodness.
VSU Marching Band.
My goodness.
I don't know how y'all do
That's
that.
so good. You want to be a house band? No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Thank you.
So good. Up next, you guys can break if you. Oh, you probably can't break yet. Up
Yeah,
next,
I like that you're trying to.
I know. I want them to be like. Up next, we're celebrating Mardi Gras. New Orleans chef Mason Hereford whips up a Fat Tuesday favorite right after this. So good.